Welcome everyone to another edition of Coach Connect Hub presentations. And for those of you that don't know, I'm Sam Rafis, and we are welcomed today by my good friend and colleague, Len Marshall. He is the founder of Quiet City Design. And I just say this every single time, Len is brilliant. So Len, share with us what you got.
Thank you so much. I'm going to jump right in and share my screen, and we'll get right to it. Today's presentation is called Cultivating Coach Credibility, the Coach's Guide to Rave Reviews. And I'll just start off by just a little bit of context. Who is this actually for? So this is geared towards life coaches, business coaches, health coaches, personal trainers, anyone that works one-on-one with individuals. It's for those that are starting out or have an existing online presence and want to establish a stronger foothold. And it's for those people that are looking for ways to increase your online reputation and reviews, which will end up helping you get more clients. Now, what we're going to cover today is 3 parts. First, the strategic thinking for testimonials and online reviews. Then we're going to talk about crafting compelling testimonials from your clients. And then we're going to leverage those reviews and testimonials effectively. All right, so a little bit about me. I'm a solo entrepreneur and the owner of Quiet City Design. I started in graphic design, moved to websites, email, social media. Today, I help local businesses find new and more frequent customers using everyday technology, just like your phone. And I do this from my home in Toronto while raising a young family and supporting local businesses in my area. Now, here's something that you should know. Like a lot of you, I've been doing everything in my business and I wear all the hats at once. I'm the founder and owner, I'm the creative director, I'm the project manager, I'm the sales manager, I'm the accounting manager, I'm the coffee runner. I do all of these things. And to do that, I have to find ways to scale myself. So I've created a lot of scalable and repeatable systems and processes that automate a lot of the repetitive tasks in my business. And that's become the foundation of what Quiet City Design is about. So today, my promise to you is that before we finish today, I promise to show you the exact steps that you need to start generating authentic 5-star reviews and rockstar testimonials from your clients. Is everyone ready? Can I just have a thumbs up in the screens? Awesome. All right. I'm just going to take a breath because I'm going to pack 75 minutes of presentation into the next 20 minutes. So strap your seatbelts on, and here we go. Okay, part 1, strategic thinking for testimonials and online reviews. Now, before we get started, I want to just find out, well, let's look at it this way. There is a distinction between an online review and a testimonial. They work in very similar ways, but they're not interchangeable. Okay, so an online review is those brief, publicly accessible feedback comments, often with a star rating or a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And it's left by customers on platforms like Google or Yelp or Facebook. Now, testimonials, on the other hand, are curated endorsements or recommendations from satisfied customers and clients that usually showcase or are showcased by the business or the coach to build trust and credibility. Now, these also happen in different places, but reviews offer an unbiased opinion because it's unsolicited, it's public, while testimonials provide more of an in-depth, controlled narrative of the positive experiences. So they both play an important part in your marketing, but for different reasons. Now, testimonials humanize your coaching services and build trust. When people see those testimonials, if they've got a name and a photo and talk about the transformation that that client has had with you, it really builds a humanizing relationship. It also creates uh, the potential desire that people want. When people are looking for a solution, they look at those review testimonials and see themselves in the future, and they also see these potential client testimonials as valuable because of their authenticity and their source. Testimonials are curated and controlled, offering more strategic benefits. And what I mean by that is the way that you use and position your testimonials can reinforce everything that you're talking about on your own. And having someone else speak for you just reinforces that. Online reviews are playing an ever increasing role in the new client journey. So this is where we're seeing a bit of a shift in the difference between a testimonial and a review. So if you think about it, where most people start their journey to find help, most of the time people will go to the internet and they'll start searching. And where do they search? They search on Google. They search on other sites as well, but it usually starts with Google. And a lot of these sites have aggregated review ratings and comments that other people have left. So this is where we find, they may find your coaching business and start comparing it with other businesses based on the variables that they can understand, the number of reviews and the rating. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, online reviews must be an integral part of that marketing strategy because, as I just said, most people are starting to look for a coach unless they already know someone in advance and they go directly to your website. 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, they're going to start with some sort of search, whether it's on Google or some other directory site. So the reviews help almost like bait on a line, right? You want to bait, catch their attention, show some level of experience and expertise, and then draw them to your website. Here's just some stats on how influential reviews are. 97% of consumers read online reviews for local businesses before deciding to contact or use a business. Now, this I have to admit is general information about all industries, not specific to coaching, but I think they can translate pretty well. 89% of consumers are highly or fairly likely to use that business, use a business that responds to all of their online reviews. And 79% of consumers trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation from a friend or family member. All right, let's get into the good stuff. Part 2, crafting compelling testimonials. I'm going to talk specifically about testimonials at this point. Now, the timing is key. Online reviews, I think it's important to ask for those early on when a client is excited about working with you. Maybe they've seen a very initial positive result. It could be at the end of a discovery session or some sort of initial onboarding session where they are full of excitement about the potential that's coming. That's a great way to get an early online review. But then asking for testimonials later, after your client has reached either a significant milestone or they're wrapping up their coaching with you, and they can speak more directly to the experience of working with you, what their state was before working with you, how it worked during and after, the results afterwards. Those are the testimonials that you're going to collect and use on all of your other marketing materials. When you're asking for feedback for testimonials, use open-ended questions and use them to guide your clients through a thought process to pull out the information that you really think is the most valuable. So some examples might be, what were your goals before coaching and how have they evolved? Right? It's an open-ended question. Another one might be just share the biggest insight or change that you've experienced. Or another one might be describe how coaching impacted your life or your career. So leave it open to them to explain their entire feelings and thoughts about it. Authenticity is crucial in reviews. You want to encourage your clients to speak from their heart. It's okay to suggest some types of responses, but leave it open to them to express themselves. Use their own words and voice, even if you have to edit for clarity, sometimes taking out a word or two that was perhaps incorrectly spelled or something and changes the context. And authentic testimonials will resonate with other potential clients because they may be feeling in the point where that testimonial came from, or they have the desired outcome that that client has already had. So remember that a good testimonial, it's specific and authentic. Okay, we want people to resonate with the person giving the testimonial so that they see themselves reflected back and having experienced reflecting the experiences that the positive outcome has had. Now, the power of consent. This is something that might seem obvious, but always obtain written consent from your clients. Let them know exactly how you're planning to use their testimonial, their words, and in some cases their photo, and respect the privacy and data protection laws. You know, if somebody says you can use my testimonial, but I don't want my name associated with it, or if they're in business, they don't want their business name associated with it for security reasons or what have you, respect that. And that gesture will go a long way. Now, the requesting methods, let's face it, it can feel a little uncomfortable, a little bit icky asking others to toot your own horn, especially if you, even if you're confident that what you've done with them has been top notch and that they've clearly received the outcomes that they set out for with their goals. But asking for testimonials can sometimes be a little awkward. So making that part of your process can make that easier. When it's part of your own client system, then it's just another step in the process. So there's a couple of ways that you can incorporate that. You can do an in-person direct route, right? Just at the end of your last coaching session, you can ask the client just to jot down a few words, or you can ask them for a verbal testimonial if you can record that. Remember to ask their consent before putting it down, before putting out their personal details, and let them know that you're grateful for the kind message. A very popular way to collect testimonials is just by sending a follow-up email, right? Email your client to thank them for using your coaching services and summarize the highlights of working together. At the end of the note, ask them to provide a testimonial and express your gratitude for their willingness to do so. There's the law of reciprocity, right? Show your appreciation, they will show their appreciation back. So it's essential to send this email at the right time, as close to finishing your work with the client as possible, so that the sessions are still fresh in their mind and they can reflect on the process and have something that's a little bit more organic and natural instead of going back and making it a chore for them to think back and remember things. You can also ask for testimonials on social media, believe it or not. This works really well if you do group counseling sessions or any kind of group work where you have a Facebook or some other private social network group, and you can just put it out as a post and just say, hey, I would really love to have some feedback on how these sessions are going, and so that we can help other people. In the sense of other ways that you can ask for questions, you can always put together a survey, and it could be either an email survey, a web form on your website. You could even print it out and mail it to your clients afterwards and ask them to submit the form. In doing it as a survey, you're not only getting the feedback from the client on that you can use as a testimonial, but you can also get feedback on the working relationship so that you know how you can make things work even better. And let's make it easy for people to say yes. There is always the willingness, but once you ask someone to do something and they don't know what their next step is, it gets a little frustrating and they'll usually give up. So a few ways you can do that is to have a landing page on your website with a simple testimonial form or that survey. You can have a link which goes directly to your social media profiles, your social review sites. You can have a segment or a folder in your email for when people send in emails with testimonials. Collect those all in one place and use a web-based or a printed survey. It could even be a PDF that you send out to people. And just make it easy for people of all abilities, technical and time sensitive abilities, to be able to fill out some sort of form for you. Let's have a look at some examples of effective testimonials. Here's one. When I started working with Coach, my life was pretty out of control, both personally and financially. I was overwhelmed with Coach's help and support. I cleaned up my act and set specific goals. As a result, I am now managing my finances more effectively, feeling control of my work and home environment, and even my dating techniques have improved. Coaching with Coach has definitely been a worthwhile investment. Why is this so good? Because it talks about the previous challenges, the previous state that they had of frustration, the results, the goals that were set, and the outcomes, right? Here's another one. In the first year of working together, revenue has grown 81%, profit by 133%, and costs are down by 20%. Within 20 minutes of our first session, Coach identified the root cause of the problem. Over the next 2 sessions with her, we built a robust and actionable plan for growth that we then implemented. Those actions had and continue to have an immediate effect. Use her. Okay, so this would be a great testimonial for a business coach. There's some measurable results that have some impressive numbers, but at the root of it, it's all about the relationship and how much value the coach brought to this person and their business. All right, let me take a sip of water and we'll talk about what we've covered so far. The strategic thinking for testimonials and reviews, crafting compelling testimonials, and now part 3, leveraging reviews and testimonials effectively. I love this image of leverage. With the right angle of a lever, you can lift anything. So a couple of things to remember when you've got your testimonials and reviews, use those testimonials and reviews as third-party social proof in all of your marketing, on your website. Use it in your social media. Use it in your sales collateral. Use it in your proposals if you write proposals. Respond to every online review, positive and especially negative, and personalize your responses and mention details from the reviewer's text. These are just token ways of showing the person that's left you a testimonial and a review that you're listening, that you're responding to their gesture. It also really helps with search engine optimization for when you have Google reviews and stuff. A business that responds to all of their reviews shows search engines like Google and Bing that they are a responsible and responsive business. All right, let's talk about how to add testimonials to your website. You're going to put them everywhere. Yes, have a page dedicated to testimonials and have a long list of all of your client feedback, but have 2 or 3 testimonials on your homepage. Put some of those testimonials on your services or program pages. Put those testimonials beside your email newsletter opt-in form. Put 1 or 2 beside any kind of initial intake form or subscription or offer, wherever you're asking someone to make any kind of decision about putting their name and email onto a website. Put some kind of social proof and evidence that they're making a good decision. Now let's talk about reviews for a second. Which review sites are best for your business? We need to consider the volume of traffic, the location, and the interests of your prospective clients. So in the category of volume, we obviously have Google and Facebook, the most commonly used websites in the world. Thinking about location, though, you could think about location as being the type of website that it is. So for example, Life Coach Hub, which is a directory of coaching businesses. You could also look at Trustpilot, which is a collection of online reviews for all different types of business, including coaching. And then you could even get specific to the actual city or region that you live in. For example, there's a website here called Reviewed Toronto, and it's a directory of Toronto-based businesses collecting reviews on their website. Finally, we want to think about the interests of your prospective clients and where do they hang out. For example, are they business professionals and they spend most of their time on LinkedIn? Then you would want to have your LinkedIn testimonials turn into LinkedIn recommendations. If they are soccer moms, then they might be hanging out on some Facebook groups. So you'd want to have your testimonials and reviews on your Facebook page where people will find it, being on that same platform. However, Google is still the #1 source for online search and reviews. These numbers are from 2021, but you can see that 81% of Google indexes for sites is the highest viewing, 81%, whereas Yelp and Facebook sitting just around 50%. So having your business listing on Google using a Google business profile is still the easiest way to get traffic, to get attention, drawing to your website, to even just having your phone number on the website. So collecting your reviews on Google is still my #1 recommendation. Now, I'm wrapping things up. I have a lot more that I can share with you. So as a thank you gift, I have a document that's got a bunch of templates that you can use to help ask for client feedback. It's got questions, open-ended questions that you can use in your surveys and review requests. And I'm just going to give this to you. There's no cost, there's no opt-in, there's no share wall. I'm just going to put the link directly into the chat window, and you can just download that directly from my Amazon storage or Google storage. And I want to thank you for that. However, I have just one request, if that's okay. And that request is simply that when you've generated your next rockstar testimonial or your 5-star review on Google, and you've promoted it on your website or your social media, please just let other people know that I helped you with that. It's just a great way that I can help reach more people by sharing what other people have done for me. It's helped other people. So I just want to always encourage people to share knowledge. And one way that you can help me with that is by leaving me a review. And you can do that from my.review4.com/QCD, which is short for Quiet City Design. And from there, you'll find a variety of links that you can use to leave me a recommendation on Alignable or on LinkedIn or even Google. And I really appreciate that. And so now I am opening the floor to questions.
Thank you so much, Len. Anyone who has a question, just raise your digital hand. And for today's purposes, we're keeping questions just to the live group. So those of you that are watching this on record, next time join us live so you get into the Q&A. Thanks again, Len.